Hello, welcome to my channel. Mimi here. Thank you for joining me. Today what I want to show you is how I am going to create a huge centerpiece that is going to sit on top of a 30-inch clear trumpet shaped vase. And what I'm going to do is use this beautiful white roses, and I got these at the end of the season from Michael's, so I saved a lot of money on that. And then to green up my project, first I got these ferns. Everything is faux, and I got these. This is part of my inventory. This is what I keep on hand, and I'm going to use that. And last but not least, I'm going to use this beautiful spray, and it just glistens and it sparkles, and it's just so pretty when the light hits it. Now you might say this is something that you can use for Christmas, and to be honest about it, I did use it during some of my Christmas decorations in previous videos. But hey, this is my design. I want to use this for this centerpiece, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'll give that same bit of advice to you. If it's something that you want to use for your design, doesn't matter that if it's for Christmas or not. For me, no. The answer is no. It is what I'm going to use to help make my centerpiece just sparkle and shine. So I'm going to adjust my camera, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you some of the other things that I'm going to use to help build this centerpiece, and then we're going to get started on that part of the project. Now for this part of the project, I want to share with you the mechanics that I'm going to use to put this together. First of all, I have everything set up high on a crate. I'm not going to set it up or build it on the actual vase because I want to be able to see how everything is going to look on this lower level. And the next thing I have is a Lazy Susan. Also going to be very helpful in making sure that I have everything evenly dispersed and I can see it. And then I have this clear holder. I got this from the Dollar Tree. You can also get them from the floral departments in some stores, but Dollar Tree a little bit cheaper. It is still very sturdy and it will work for this project. And then I also have what I'm going to use to add the flowers to, and that is this half moon styrofoam, and that just goes right down in there. Now to secure everything in there, I have this tape, and this floral tape is very strong and it will stay. Now one thing you want to be mindful of as you use it is to make sure that whatever you put it on, that it is dry. And of course I have my scissors, I have my wire cutters on the side, just in case I need those too. And I probably will, because even though I went ahead and cut off some of the pieces just to get started, I may still need to go back in and cut some more pieces to fill in. And don't be shy with the tape. It doesn't matter. The more that you use, the stronger that it's going to be to hold everything in there. So I like for my projects to stay in place when I make them. And so adding a few more pieces, to me, I think is a smart thing to do. So I've got this down in there. It's nice and secure. And what I'm going to start doing is working on what I call greening up the project. And I'm going to start down here near the bottom and push that in. And just have that hang in like that. And then I'll turn and I'll add more. And just kind of bend it. And right away you're going to see how much it's going to start covering this up. And now I'll start to come in and layer some of the faux roses. I've chosen these very soft ivory roses for an elegant, timeless touch. Now you'll notice that I stagger the height, some high, some low, and that's going to help to create a nice natural floral shape to the centerpiece. And as I go along and add them, continue to add them, and it'll fill up so well, I think I use about 3 bunches of these roses. I cut them off and just use them individually. I like for them to hang a little bit low and drape over at the bottom. Again, just for a very natural look to the arrangement. And then I'll still keep coming up with some up high and a few more up low. And as I fill it up, you can just see the natural beauty that starts to come in with this arrangement. And this video is part of my wedding series that I am doing for 2025. The first one that I did was for a bride in February, a Valentine's Day wedding. For a winter wedding, and then during the spring, I did a say yes to the thrifted dress to help a bride find a dress and save money. Now this one, although it is in late summer, it is for my summer bride. And here is the backstory on that. The summer bride and the groom, they eloped in early June. But they still wanted to come back and have a nice intimate dinner with the best man and their maid of honor. And so that is what this centerpiece is for, is to have a nice small celebration for the four. And you'll see that a little bit later in the video. But for right now, it is just so much fun to go ahead and put this centerpiece together. You can see how the flowers are filling in. And what I will do is always come back in and do my last looks on my centerpiece and make any adjustments. Make sure that the flowers are where I want them to be. Make sure that they're nice and tight and secure down in there so nothing falls out. And that is part of what I do at the end, is again what I call my last looks. So we'll just continue on with filling this up. Now here's where the magic happens with the gold sparkle fern. These shimmering ferns catch the candlelight beautifully. I tucked them evenly around the roses so every angle of the arrangement has sparkle. And I have used these in previous videos for my Christmas decorations. They come off of long stems and I just cut them down in pieces and turn them into picks. Now you will see these again as I go through the holiday season and decorating wreaths and swags. And make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button so you don't miss any of those videos. And I also want to take a quick moment and just say thank you to my new subscribers and to my returning subscribers. I certainly appreciate you taking the time out to help me grow my channel. And as I continue to add those beautiful sparkle ferns, I just want to point out for this one, I only use 3 elements, and that is the fern for the greenery, the soft flowers for the elegant touch, and then the fern. Now, this makes this project quick and easy, and you know I love a quick and easy project. However, if you want to add more to it, you can. More greenery, more flowers, different types of flowers to this to create an even fuller look. That is certainly something that I would encourage you to do. However, for the purpose of this video, I wanted you to see the mechanics and to see how you can do this very quickly just using 3 different elements. So now I'm kind of taking a little bit of a last look and going around and making a few adjustments. But again, I always wait until the end because just like fixing your hair before you go out the door, you can just keep going and going and going. Now here's one thing that I like to do to cover up any of the spots that you may see down in the florals, and that is to cut the fern in half, the green fern leaf, and just stick those smaller pieces all the way down in the bottom. And that does so much to cover anything else that you may see in there. And here I am with my last looks and fluffing and adjusting any of the flowers that may have fallen down while I was building it, and adjusting any of the beautiful shimmering leaves that are in there, and this is how it looks. It is just absolutely beautiful. Now what I'm going to do is move on to the next step of this project, and that's to show you how I assemble it on top of that 32-inch trumpet glass vase. I'm ready to finish setting up this centerpiece, and what I'm going to do is add some water, and the water is going to definitely give it some weight and help it to stabilize on the table. So I would highly recommend that when you're doing this type of centerpiece, so that you have a weight, and just in case someone were to hit the table, that way nothing will come crashing down. So I have water beads that I have in there, and then I have some of these really pretty crystals that I can drop down in there too. Need a longer arm. Let's put that. Mix those down in there. Know me, I'm a little extra. And I'm going to add the rest of it. And then maybe just add a few more of these beads and a little bit more water to bring it all the way up to the top. And now that I have my water beads in there, the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and put the centerpiece on the top. But before I do that, I'm going to wipe this down. Make sure everything is dry, because what I'm going to use to help hold the centerpiece in place is going to be some of this. It's called instant tacky, or you could also call it floral putty. And I'm just going to put a piece right around the edge on this side. Don't need a whole lot, but it does need to be applied to a dry surface. And I'll put a piece right around here. Okay, and now I'm ready to add my centerpiece. And I'm just going to carefully lift it. It's not heavy, but still I do not want to do anything that is going to make this centerpiece fall over or anything like that. I tell you, if you want to see me cry, oh, I would definitely be in tears if that happened. And there you have it, this majestic, glorious looking centerpiece. Now let's see how it ties into the rest of the table. This is how everything turned out. The table is absolutely gorgeous. I know I say that all the time, but I think it is, and I hope that you do as well. I am going to move out of the way so that you can see everything that I have set up here. The crisp white tablecloth on the table makes all of the gold accents just pop and shine and sparkle along with the glassware. A perfect setting for this magnificent centerpiece. A quick tip, go ahead and light your citronella candles a little bit earlier. I do about an hour before I start working and setting up the table. It's going to start that barrier protection for you to keep the bugs away from you while you're dining during the evening. And as the sun sets in my backyard, you can see the lights come on and illuminate the table. The tea lights that are on there just glow and just makes everything just so romantic, so elegant. A little bit of lighting in the centerpiece and everything is all aglow. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that this gives you some inspiration. As always, certainly come back. You don't want to miss my fall finale for my wedding series. It's going to be awesome. And as always, whatever you do and wherever you go, be blessed.